Hey, hey. So today I'm going to talk about a question that I think we ask ourselves a lot, or a lot of times we'll ask God, and that is, why am I still single? So why are you single? Well, the question has an answer that we may not like, but it's very simple, and it's timing. It's just that God's timing is not where it needs to be in your life yet. So we have to continue to wait. Now, a lot of times that can be a hard concept because we will have an opportunity in front of us that seems perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean, if you look at your list, this is not just the person that you want to date. This is not just the job that you want. It's a dream job. It's a dream person. It's the dream house. It's the dream car. It's the dream everything, dream vacation. But you feel this pushback from God that's saying, hey, I need you to just wait. Or this isn't it. Trust me. And you are like, that doesn't make sense. Why? Why would you send me something that lines up and that I've been praying for, and I've been living this lifestyle for purity for quite some time? I know I'm not perfect, but I am definitely doing the best that I can. Or you'll see other people who aren't living the lifestyle, and you start to get, I don't want to say jealous because I don't believe that's the right word, but you definitely question what you're doing in your walk, because you feel like if you are living this, then you should be not necessarily rewarded, but the promises and the blessings that come along with living that lifestyle, you should have those at this moment, and you haven't received them. And that does not mean there's something wrong with you. It honestly means that the timing is just not where God wants it to be for that to come into your life at this moment. And I do have Proverbs 3:5, which, well, I don't need this, but it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into your own understanding. So we have to understand that sometimes, yeah, we're going to get sent something that seems perfect, and we've been asking for it and we've been praying for it, and we'll get that pushback that says, no, not yet. Because there's so many aspects that could go into that. God could honestly be testing you. And why would he do that? Well, he wants to make sure that once he gives you that promise, you are not just going to forget about everything that you have been working so hard for. And B, are you going to give him the glory for it? Are you going to make sure that you're still living that lifestyle once you do receive the perfect person in your life? Like, is that going to happen? Or are you going to kind of forget about God and go off and do your own thing? So yeah, it could be a test. It could be. And then B, it could also be something from the enemy, which is a hard one to a hard concept to gather as well, because you can pray for something and you understand that when you pray for something, yes, God hears you, but the enemy hears you also. And because he is the deceiver and an imitator, he's going to send you something that is so much like what you just asked on the outside, but on the inside it may not be. And it's going to take you a minute before you actually realize, this is what I wanted, but it's not what I wanted. So yes, that it could be one of those two things. And the third one is, it honestly is just not the right timing. And we have to really trust God's timing, to really trust that he has everything under control. I honestly can say this from first point of view. I really wanted to date this person. It's probably 2-3 years ago. And we were friends. And I never forget, the same day that I prayed, I was like, God, please let this person ask me out on a date, because I would completely go with them. And they did. Literally, like, it was so crazy. I was like, thank you. That was quick. So they asked me out on a date. We go on a date. Just great, amazing. I loved every minute of it. And what I remember was also asking God, okay, can I date this person continuously? Like, because that was basically what was supposed to happen. Like, you date somebody, then you guys get into a relationship, you go here and you go there, and, everything's great. This person was in the church, so I felt like perfect. Like, this is it. And it was for about 3 weeks. And then, I started to see why God had told me not to date this person, because I asked God after that first date if it was okay, and he told me no. And that's another thing. A lot of times you're like, well, how did God tell you no? Like, you hear God, he spoke to you. Honestly, when you're submitted to God and you pray and you listen and you communicate with God, he does speak to us. He speaks to people in different ways. It could be a dream. It could be a sign that you may get, or just so many different ways. But he really does speak to you, and you have to know how he speaks to you. But he did, and he told me no. And I said yes anyway, because I wanted it so bad, and I was tired of where I was. I was just weary and well doing. I'm living this lifestyle. I'm not necessarily tired of it, but I do feel like I should be further. I do feel like I should be, with somebody who's on the same page. And I did think that this person was, and I started to find out little by little that they were not. And it just derailed me from where I was supposed to go. And that is what, this video is about. I don't want that to happen to you. And no, just because it happened to me doesn't mean that it will happen to you. But just know, if you are getting a pushback and a hesitancy from the Lord, and you're ready to go, and you're ready to date, and you're ready to just, honestly be a normal person who has somebody that they share life with, it makes sense why you would want that. But if it's not God's timing, you will know, because you won't have a peace about it. That relationship might be good for a couple weeks, or, so many other things, but eventually it will fall apart because it's not God's timing. So just make sure that you have that peace about the decisions that you're making. That's another way God speaks to you. It might be a decision that you don't want. You're like, wait, I wanted this, but you're saying no, but you still have a peace about it. So when there's a peace about a decision that you're making, a peace that surpasses all understanding, that is how you know it truly is something from God. So I really pray that this video has encouraged you, and not just that, but just meets you where you are. Please share it, like it, copy the link, paste it, send it to somebody who you believe would definitely benefit from it. Most importantly, know that not only are you worth the wait, but the wait is worth it. You are not alone in it. And I honestly just definitely want the best for you, and encourage you to just keep going, because you can do it, and continue to trust in God.